So, we've hit 10,000 subscribers, a number I genuinely thought we would never achieve. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware that 10,000 subscribers is minuscule in comparison to a lot of YouTubers. In fact, some of my favourite YouTubers have millions upon millions of subscribers. But the 10,000 subscriber milestone resembles so much more to me than just a number. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the journey of how we got to this point. And by then, you'll understand exactly why this milestone is so important. So it was many years ago, about 2014 in fact, I stumbled across a gaming channel called The Game Grumps. And at the time I wasn't particularly clued up in terms of YouTube itself as a platform. I obviously went through the phase of classic KSI, but that's how I sort of saw it. I just saw as YouTube as the place where you watch classic KSI videos, but I came across a gaming channel named The Game Grumps, and that channel itself really resonated with me. It's a gaming channel which it's quite a simple concept. It's literally two friends having a laugh and playing games. There's no pressure. It's very laid back. They don't do, always play through an entire game. If they get bored of one game, they'll do one episode, they'll go into the next. And it was really, it really laid back in that, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. And again, they were just hilarious. And when, when times are tough, you like to look for things that make you smile, and they did all the time. And one thing that I did notice that they had was this incredibly loyal, loving fan base that supported them through thick and thin regardless, and I absolutely loved that. And that is probably what first inspired me. In fact, it definitely was what first inspired me to start a YouTube channel. They just spread so much positivity, and they're still, to this day, my favourite YouTube channels, literally 6 or 7 years on, which is amazing because that's a long time. So years passed and my desire to start a YouTube channel only grew. But to be honest with you, I just didn't have the balls. I really didn't have the balls at the time. And even though I had friends and my girlfriend at the time, they were all pushing me to do it, and they had my back and they were supporting me, because I always wanted to entertain. Even as a kid, I was the class clown type personality, and my friends within my circle, they always make the running joke that Joel always tries to take the spotlight, and to an extent that is true, but that I still just didn't have the balls to put myself out there just yet, but I still really wanted to do it. And it's not just that, I wanted to, like The Game Grumps, I wanted to spread positivity, make an impact for the better, and as cheesy as it sounds, and it is very cheesy, I wanted to make people smile. I love gaming, so that'd be one love, so I'd enjoy doing it. This is what was in my head at the time anyway. I love gaming, and I want to make people smile. I want to spread positivity, so why not merge the two together, something that I love doing and something that I'd really love to do, merge them together, and you've got yourself a YouTube channel. But it's just whether I could make the impact that I would want to, which of course was the uphill battle and was the uphill climb of the beginning of what we've made today. So it was July 2017 where I made the leap of faith. I got all my equipment together. I saved up a load of money. I worked really hard to save up for the Elgato, the microphone, a laptop, a half decent one anyway, and an absolutely god-awful webcam. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what to do in terms of ideas. Was it going to be a gaming channel? What kind of games am I going to play? But all I had was one thing, and that was a name: Jamsarny. See, when I used to play video games, I would always call my in-game characters something really ridiculous, immature, and sometimes just rude. And one time, I can remember I called my Pokemon trainer Jamsarny, and it just stuck, and I found it hilarious to see in-game characters calling this Pokemon trainer Jamsarny. I know I'm a weird person, but yeah, I found that funny, and that just stuck. So that was it. I knew that the channel was going to be called Jamsarny from there, because I called everything else Jamsarny in my gaming life anyway. So I thought, why not call the the channel Jamsarny, and it strangely sounds normal to me now, when in fact I currently have a 10,000 subscriber YouTube channel named after a jam sandwich. It's just madness. So after thinking long and hard, I decided to stick with gaming, and it was FIFA 17. It was coming towards the back end of FIFA 17's life cycle, so I knew that regardless of what I put up, I probably wasn't going to get many views, but I also looked at it as a time to practice. I knew not many people were going to see it, but at the back of my mind, there was a little niggle, of course, wanting to see the views come in. So I started a little series that many of you may not have even seen or heard of, and it was called FIFA 17 Pack and Play Career Mode. Now at the time I actually thought it was quite a good idea. I hadn't seen anyone else on the platform do it anyway, and that was to go into Ultimate Team, I think it was 10 gold packs, open them up, stick them into Sunderland's career mode, and with the players I got from those packs, take them into career mode and try and win the Premier League with Sunderland. And I thought that was a decent idea. Now, I didn't know how to edit videos properly, although had watched millions upon millions of YouTube videos, just religiously watching them, see how you edit and how you record and this, that and the other. But I wanted to be unique as well. So what I did do on that series, well, when I look back now, it's cringy as hell when I see the end products, but what I did sort of little comedy skits for like 10-15 seconds before each episode, just little random skits, because I wanted to bring my comedy into it, which is quite hard to do when it's trying to mix FIFA and comedy. You can't really mix them too well, but I did try, and like I say, I really did cringe at the end product. But after hours and hours and hours of attempting to edit one FIFA video, I finally hit the upload button, and it was just silence. I think the first video racked up a grand total of 6 views after a week of being uploaded, and they were probably all from me as well when I was checking how many views I got. But although the views weren't coming in, I carried on uploading, I carried on editing, and I used this time of peace, because no one was watching my videos, I used it as time to practice. So 2 months later, after completing the 19 episode series, our subscriber total sat at a whopping 9 subscribers. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least slightly disheartened by the outcome. But then the next edition of FIFA was released, which was FIFA 18. And I really, really wanted to be the first person on YouTube to get up a FIFA 18 Sunderland career mode. And I did it. I can remember editing the video, my internet was really, really poor at the time, it was the day of release, and I managed to upload the video whilst I was at work. I had the night shift at work that night, so what I did is obviously I edited it in the morning, managed to get it out, but I left my laptop at home whilst it was uploading, so then I went to work whilst it was uploading, and I was just, you know, thinking about it all night at work. But then of course when you're at work, your mind goes elsewhere, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I remember it would have been about 8 or 9 o'clock at night whilst I'm at work doing the night shift, and I kind of just glanced at my phone, and I saw notification after notification after notification from YouTube, and my heart absolutely sank. So I opened up the notifications, which took me to the video I'd uploaded, and it had had just under 1,000 views after being up for, you know, just a few hours. And my subscriber count had nearly hit triple figures as well. And the kindest comments were coming through as well. They were absolutely flooding in, and it was one of the best feelings I'd ever had in my life. I felt like this is it. We're going somewhere now. And that is the day the Sarny Army was born. And as the series went on, you know, viewers didn't want to see me just play games. They wanted to get to know me. And that's when a connection was building between myself and subscribers. And it was an incredible thing. It was the foundation of that loyal, loving fan base, just like the Game Grumps had. And that was amazing. And it still is. It still amazes me to this day. So I didn't want to limit myself to just FIFA. I started to do Q&As, then subscribers would get to know me. I did a few comedy skits and I sampled different games here and there. And we managed to hit 4 figures, 1,000 subscribers, which I never expected in a million years to hit. But then I continued to do the same kind of content, received the same views, but the sub count started to hit a bit of a standstill. Now, something I'd never tried on the channel at this point was talking about my team Sunderland. Now, it was obvious that I did support them because of the content I was putting out with FIFA and stuff like that, but I never just sat down and spoke about them or really spoke too much detail about Sunderland. And at the time, Sunderland had just been relegated from the Championship. So I used the channel to vent my frustrations, and this seemed to strike a chord with Sunderland fans and just general football fans alike, and it quickly became the highest viewed video on the channel, and then that is when the subscriber count started to spike considerably again. And that video brought a level of expectation from subscribers, and that's when I started to do match previews, reviews, and the occasional vlogs as well. And then the channel was then to become the biggest Sunderland fan channel on YouTube, which was never my intention, because I still to this day consider this channel to be a gaming channel, because that is the foundation of this channel. There are plenty of others that I consider to be Sunderland YouTubers out there, The Mad Mistake, Michael Bowers, etc. Very, very good Sunderland YouTubers. Whereas me, I wanted to stick to my roots. Although I do drift off and I do Sunderland things, I still consider to be a gaming channel, because that is exactly what this channel is at heart. But anyway, the bond between myself and the Sassy Army only grew. I started to get recognised at football games, which is something I'll never ever get used to. People asking for photos, autographs and all sorts. It was absolute madness, from being this lad who just wanted to play FIFA and record it and put it out there, to getting recognised was nuts. And again, it's something I'll never ever get used to, and I'm absolutely honoured by it. And that's when I started to notice that my videos were affecting people. It wasn't just some internet thing, it was physically and mentally affecting people in a positive way, which is exactly why I was doing it in the first place. But then, just as everything seemed to be falling into place, late December 2018, my world changed. I could feel my mental health slowly starting to deteriorate over the Christmas period. And then on the 3rd of January, I eventually went to the doctors and I was diagnosed with depression and clinical anxiety. And what used to look like such an exciting, beautiful world seemed so dark. And then to make matters worse, the 5-year relationship I had with my then girlfriend deteriorated as well, which of course didn't help things. So I moved into my mum's house. I didn't go to work. I didn't have the motivation to get out of bed in the morning, and whenever a smile was on the horizon, it was met with the urge to cry, which was the scary thing. Someone who was known for laughing so much, wanting to make people laugh. It was almost like there was a mix-up of wires in my head, where whenever I wanted to laugh, my mind would make me feel guilty for it and sort of combat that with wanting to make me cry. As crazy as that sounds, that's exactly how I felt. All the while I was still making videos, and the viewers had no idea what I was going through at the time. But I found YouTube to be my therapy. A lot of people go to counselling or different things, but YouTube was my therapy. When I was making videos, editing videos, I felt like everything was okay. And honestly, I just wanted to repay the loyalty that fans have shown me, but it became too much. So the 28th of January 2019, now I've only discussed this with my closest friends. My family haven't even heard this, but I think it's necessary for this story to be understood. I was sat in my mum's house. I was alone with my thoughts, and I told myself it was time. I just got up and walked out the house without saying a word to anyone. I got in my car and I drove, and I was just in autopilot. I drove down Blackpool Promenade until there was no road left. I got out of the car and I just stood and stared at the sea. It was pitch black and the waves were absolutely crashing against the wall I was leaning against. And I was there for only one reason, and all emotions were simply drained from my body. I just felt like I couldn't play host to the battle that was going on in my head anymore. Although I had support from friends, family, you guys, I felt like I held no value within the world. whatsoever. That was the sole feeling I had. Like I was almost pointless. And I stared, and I stared, and I stared. And around 2 hours passed, in the freezing cold, and my eyes were still locked onto the sea. And then my phone vibrated, and that literally just snapped me out of it. Just snapped me out of it. It snapped me back to reality, and it was a YouTube notification. It was nothing huge, it was just a simple YouTube comment on one of my videos. And I just took a deep breath and just absolutely broke into tears. Stood there by myself in the freezing cold, just absolutely bawling my eyes out, and just thought, what a selfish bastard I am. I clearly had so much support and chose to ignore it. So I got back in my car and I drove home. And that is where a level of determination had hit me like it had never ever hit me before. I wanted to be the best possible me and just fight this head on. I was not, and I was determined to not let this beat me. So I decided to open up to the Sarny army about my mental struggles. I created a video called Thank You, and the support I got from that was beyond incredible, and that made me feel so strong again. I remember actually making that video, and I was terrified to put it out there, to admit and to talk about my mental problems, my mental health. And I remember sending that video to Michael Bowers over Twitter, and I just wanted to see what he thought about it, because I had opened up to him a little bit behind closed doors without saying anything to my subscribers. And he watched the video and he said, mate, you need to put this out there. This is what people need to see. And he was incredibly supportive, and I'm so glad I listened to him now, because the support I got from that video was so valuable for me moving forward. So I felt strong again, but I needed a goal to work towards. I needed something to focus on, otherwise I felt like my mind would take over. And you've probably guessed it by now, it was hitting 10,000 subscribers. And at the time when I set that goal, we were quite some way off, but I needed something to work towards. I needed something to focus on. So with the support of the Sarny army, friends and family, I began my road to recovery, and I kept pumping out videos. I started going to the gym to help my mental health, because of course I put on quite a bit of weight, so that definitely helped, and the sub count started to grow again. And now here we are, 10,000 subscribers, a massive middle finger to mental health, and a huge personal goal achieved. Now, I did record footage of me reacting to the sub count hitting 10,000 subscribers, because I basically just wanted to get footage of me dancing around like crazy, but the reaction probably wasn't as I initially expected. But before I do leave you with this clip, I just want to take this moment to say thank you for all the love and support that you've shown me on a daily basis, and I will never ever be able to explain how much I appreciate you all. And to those having their own battles with mental health, I believe in you. I will continue to fight my own, and I will continue to entertain you, hopefully, and grow as a person, and that's a promise. That is a promise. So there we go. That's the story. So thanks again, and stay jammy. I love you. Fucking hell. Oh, we've fucking done it. We've done it. That's mad.
So be careful how you talk to me, 'cause there's only one king.